Coming up this week on the Afro Journal.
I don't know if I would call it toxic, but I feel like I was going through phones.
Oh my god.
You went through phones. Bola, you went through
some
phones.
Messages. Sometimes I would just feel off, like, maybe, this dude's talking to other girls. Like, what do I don't have that these other girls have, So I feel like, honestly, I was looking for a problem, when in reality, there wasn't even a problem.
Okay, so there was no reason for you to even feel that way?
Absolutely no reason.
Okay.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Hey guys, welcome to the Afro Journal podcast, where we bridge the gap between the African diaspora and the continent through open dialogue, shared experiences, good vibes, and today we have another
Banger.
It's your extra boy, extra luggage,
Yeah.
good vibes only.
Yeah.
You feel me, Peter?
Is that right?
Chibuzo Alego, aka Chef Pirero.
The beats. And it's your glazed donuts, nice and simple, sweet, succulent, Olea Kume.
And of course, it's your toasted caramel. The guy at the top there. The good vibes, the pure vibes. This is actually pure, wholesome vibes. Chisum, Ejikeme, Jeremiah, Okafo.
Yeah, and today is another special Afro Journal episode because we're all here
In
together in real
person.
life.
I can actually touch these people, man.
Yeah. I don't know why you're touching my knees.
Facts.
If you
Personal space?
Personal what, man?
Personal
I'm not
space?
giving you nothing. Oh, okay, guys, you're not giving Bully a personal space. That's fine.
But today's episode is going to be extremely special. So hey guys, so what are we talking about today?
So in today's episode, we're unpacking the toxicity that comes within the three of us. Not just that, but also, our good side, the
Yeah.
wholesomeness, because the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, the ugly, man.
We're going to be breaking that down through conversation and ultimately answering the question of whether we would date ourselves or not.
I think that's a mad one. I don't think this has ever been done before.
Yeah.
First time.
Game changers.
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed who is the most toxic, who's the most,
Wholesome.
Who's the green flag?
Yeah.
Who you
Who's the
take
red
home
dis-
to your parents.
Yeah.
Exactly. We asked all those questions at the
Yeah.
1 year anniversary episode. And last week we talked about what money.
Mhm.
No, it wasn't last week. It was a while ago.
Mhm.
We talked about
Mhm.
money. Yeah, episode 50.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll break it down and see what we actually think of ourselves. Truly and very honestly.
For sure. So who wants to start first? Who wants to start first? Let's start with the girl.
The girl.
I think the red flag should start.
The
I think the reddest flag out of the three of us should
I actually
start.
agree with that. Peter,
Uh-huh.
would you date you, fam?
Me?
Yeah.
Right now? Nah.
No, tomorrow.
I honestly, being frank with you, I don't think I would date myself right
You won't
now.
date your see a red flag and you know it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Honestly, I respect it.
I'm
At least
not
you
a
know.
red flag now. Stop the count. All right, that's
So which one are
a
you?
completely different thing.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm not a red flag at all. I was a red desk. I'm like green. I'm like 80% green and 20% red.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's like 81% and 90%.
Wait.
So it's just like 1% better. than
1%
me.
better.
That's literally all that happened. That was the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Maybe you're like 90%, 10%. Actually,
I'll give myself 85%.
yeah, it's different. Shout out to Kamala Harris. You know the vibes.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm prepared to date I wouldn't date me
Right
because
now.
I know I wouldn't give my time into that relationship.
Hold on, before you break it down, let all of us go first.
Okay.
Before we start like going into the weeds of
The
things.
deets.
Okay.
So I guess I can go second and then we'll allow the lady to go last.
Yeah.
For me, man, I probably want to say yes, but honestly, because I'm a green flag, you guys know. But to be honest, right now, I wouldn't date me either. I wouldn't date myself, and obviously we'll break it down more as we keep going. But Bole, what about you?
Well, your girl knows herself. I'm not like these two Nigerians here, the
Hello?
419ers.
A 419ers, okay.
I, in this state that I am right now, would definitely date myself.
Really?
I'm wholesome. I would
Really?
definitely date
That's
myself.
you today. What about you, like next week?
I would still date myself.
Oh my god.
2022, baby.
Yeah.
We doing bigger and better things.
All right.
All right, bet. Okay, so I said no. Peter said no. Bole said yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start with Bole since she's yes, right? what are the things that you used to judge that, like you came to that conclusion? How did you come to that conclusion of saying, okay, I think I would date me if I met me?
Okay. So I feel like we've broken this down in previous episodes before, but your girl used to be a little toxic. Okay. Just a little bit. Just un poquito.
How long ago was that?
Let's see. College. So I'd say like, how old am I? I'd say like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Your girl was toxic. Didn't really know like what she wanted out of her life. Didn't know how to reach that level. And the life just wasn't set, period, point blank.
Yeah.
Like I was just going through the motions.
Yeah.
There wasn't really, that light at the end of the path. But people grow up. People learn from our experience.
Doesn't want to say the actual.
Talking about like
of what
light
she
at the
did.
end of the path. I was this. Explain your toxicity, fam. All your toxic attributes. Because saying you're toxic is so broad. It's like, oh, I'm sure. Wow. Like she's so self-aware. She's
tried to create
what
poem
were your
for us.
toxic things, man? Like,
people have to read between the lines.
nah, man. You have to read us the book.
Okay, fine. Okay, chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Let's go.
Honestly, like it's even hard like to answer that question
Yeah.
of like what were your toxic traits.
But that's the hardest thing about life, though. Because someone said
You're
that
right.
Yeah.
you question a lot of things except the things you truly believe. So when you're going through the emotions, like you genuinely think you're coming from a place of, like the best version of yourself, place of love. Then in hindsight, you're like, okay, I was really operating on some mad things. You get me? So being introspective is actually one of the hardest things to do. That's why, like, I think this conversation is actually very important because it's almost like we have to look within ourselves and be very honest, and put words to those feelings.
I don't know if I would call it toxic, but I feel like 3-4 years ago I was very needy. Like I think we kind of like touched on it yesterday during like conversation, but like I depended a lot on others. So I was independent, but the independence also wasn't really there. Like there was a lot of codependency on other people to, that's kind of like what I thrived on, when in reality I should just be focusing on myself and, finding ways to better myself. But it was like I couldn't do anything without another person there. So that was really big. I relied on people
So
a
you always
lot.
needed, like, to go out, you needed a friend.
Yeah.
To watch a movie, you needed
I needed a
someone.
friend. To eat. Oh my gosh.
To eat?
In the dining hall, you would never catch me eating alone.
Yeah?
Never.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think just like a sense of like immaturity. Like college, that was like my first real relationship, and I had never previously been through one or had any experience with anything in the past. My parents, they're not about that life. Go to college, study your book, become great, forget about boys. But
get married.
your girl followed a different path.
Yeah.
And it was, I was a child. Honestly, I was a child. And looking back, there were just a lot of, I just acted really crazy. Honestly, your girl was.
You want to give us a resume because I mean, because you were a child.
Yeah, I
like
was.
You were 18, 17.
18.
Actually, you were 17 when you came to school, right? Or
Yeah,
were you 18
I turned
already?
18 like 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later,
after
right? So
starting
you
school.
entered school 17.
I was
Don't
a
give
child.
her
baby,
don't
man.
give her
I was a
17. Give her
baby.
18.
I mean, but even 18 is a baby, even though it's legally an adult.
It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
very
yeah.
When I
much
think
child.
about it in real life, it's like, bro, like even at 21, obviously you're an adult, right? I'm not trying to give 21-year-olds excuses. Like you're mature enough to make good decisions, but you're really still a child.
Yeah, for sure.
Because your experiences in life has not really been very
Like,
solid,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so when you say you are doing some mad things, expose yourself.
I mean, I was going through phones.
Oh my god.
You went through phones. Bola,
going
you went through
some
phones.
messages.
It's just that you thought that this person was.
I just honestly, like, my sense of trust
Yeah.
is very like limited. It takes me a while to really open up to somebody and really be like, oh, like you're for me,
Yeah.
like you're here to support me.
Mhm.
So I'm always on edge, like that anxiety.
Yeah.
And I was like, sometimes I would just feel off, like, maybe this dude's talking to other girls. Like, what do I don't have that these other girls have? So I feel like honestly, I was looking for a problem, when in reality there wasn't even a problem.
Okay, so there was no reason for you to even feel that way.
Absolutely no reason.
Okay.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
All relationships, sometimes they come to an end.
Yeah.
Because people lose focus of like what's important.
Yeah.
Priorities start to shift. You used to be up here. Now you're
it's
down
like,
here.
yeah.
Sometimes you're not even there.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much, you were going through phones. You were very.
I was
Did you say
needy.
insecure. You were needy.
Insecure is a perfect word.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
Okay.
insecure.
Okay. Do you know where that came from? Because you said that you were very needy, but to me, I see you as a lone wolf almost.
Wow.
You know, because you're very introverted at the same time.
Shit right here.
I mean, we have to unpack. We'll unpack you too, fam.
Ah.
No, you're coming. Your turn is coming.
I think like growing up, like going through high school, living in Cameroon, kind of like being on my own.
Yeah.
This is where it's like weird because there's this sense of independence there, but also the sense of like, I feel like I can't turn to anyone who would be able to like help me. Like, I don't like asking for help because I feel like I should be able to get it done myself.
Yeah.
But then getting into a relationship, it like kind of opened my eyes like, oh shit, like there's somebody here that like is for me now. So if I need something, like that's my person.
Okay.
But that it turned into like a negative thing because then it was like all the time, like I need this
You need that
person
person
to
there.
thrive, like
Yep.
to literally do anything. So that's where like the independence turned into codependency.
Then I'll turn into neediness.
Yeah.
That was wild, man. And it's so weird when you see yourself progress through all these things. It's almost like you're contradicting yourself.
Exactly.
It's oblivious to you.
Yeah. And it's like okay, you go from one thing being like, oh, like I don't need no one. I don't like talking to people. I just want to be by myself. To I found my person. You know, let me trust this person. But then at the same time, like, well, now I'm too needy. But at the same time, I also don't trust the person. So I'm gonna go through
like, there's no in between.
It's like, no, that's wild. Okay, so you say that was like your number one thing that you've overcome, and now you're like, okay, now I'm like, okay, I'll date you.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to be alone.
Yeah.
And not even just with like a intimate relationship, but like friendships as well.
Friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had a hard time being on my own. I felt like I always needed to be like around people.
I
But-
think we have the opposite problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you that friend that like if you do moves without me, you get pissed? Like, let's just say I go to a party without you, you get pissed
my
at me.
God.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It became a thing actually in our
Yeah.
friend group, like because every big friend group, we were a big friend group,
Yeah.
but within that, you know, people
Had
formed
their
their
subsection.
yeah. And there was a certain subsection that, you know, always was having a good time going out, and they wouldn't really inform the other sections.
Yeah.
So we'd be seeing the snaps, the Instagrams. It's like, well, damn, thanks for the invite. Yeah, your girl used to get a little. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little, you know, petty. So yeah.
Okay. But now you've come to the point where it's like, okay, I have this under control now.
Yeah,
You know, like,
I very much believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you know?
This is me.
I'll say, do you know how you know? Because Bella just does her own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's much more explorative. She just does her own thing. Like if she wants to travel to, you know, Manhattan, she will go.
Travel to where?
Manhattan.
New York,
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. All right, Nigeria legend. All right.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Sure.
If she wants to, if she wants to travel to New York City.
Honestly, any bagger you make, you should bet more
Shut
like
up.
$1.
We're cutting this part out. Let's
Well,
cut
cut
back
this
out.
shit.
No, we should do like a count every time
Like,
Peter cuts
anytime-
a word.
Can we chill? Can we chill? All right, Manhattan.
Yeah, clap for yourself.
Exactly. But what I was trying to say is like,
Yeah.
Bola was able to travel by herself alone. I
Yeah.
think you do that quite often now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no like reason for you to have any insecurity of what other people are doing because you're doing your own
I'm
thing.
doing my own thing.
So why
yeah.
would you judge someone for doing their own thing? I think
Mhm.
that's much more of the idea of her being able to overcome this,
Yeah.
you know, issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the jealousy?
I mean, I'm not dating anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in any situationship.
Mhm.
Don't let anyone tell you differently.
All the
I'm not.
days. Nah.
So there's, you know, there's really no reason to be jealous about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just living life.
So I guess you will find out when you actually get to
Yeah, I guess we'll find
You will
out.
find out
Give me a month.
when you start this you.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's hop on to Peter.
Mm.
Yeah,
Pirero.
Yeah.
Piero, you said no, man. You
Yeah,
said
I
you're not.
definitely
You
said
say
no.
you're not dating. Why, man? You're not husband material.
I'm not husband. As long as I'm not husband material. You know when you have potential.
Yeah, you have
No,
potential.
I mean, like, you know, in a football career, there's like youth 16, youth 18.
Yeah,
I'm currently in my youth 18.
yeah,
Mm.
I haven't signed my pro contract yet.
yeah. Okay.
Alright? I'm still developing. Let me go sign my pro contract. Then,
Then you're like,
now
okay.
the floor, it's like I have all the requirements. I've set all the goals. You
Okay.
know what I mean? I have
Yeah.
everything in place. It's just checking the list and keep
Yeah.
on going.
Yeah.
At my age, no man, realistically speaking, I mean, you can be in a relationship, but for you to have like a stable relationship or have a wife and build a family, it's very hard for people my age to achieve that.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, I'm 24 by the way.
But talking about dating though, right?
Yes.
'Cause-
And when I'm looking to when I see
I get what you're
dating,
saying. Though, yeah.
I'm looking for marriage.
Yeah.
All right, I'm at that stage of like not trying to fool around. I've
Yeah.
done that. You guys know
He's
my
not
history.
playing games no more.
Yeah.
You guys know my
You
history.
know the stories, man.
You guys know the stories. You know, I have no codependency issue. Alright.
You have a should I say commitment issue?
Very true.
Yeah.
You know, very true. I have a commitment issue. Actually, that's not true.
You
Kinda
did.
true.
Yeah. It's like when you think about it, it's
When you
like
think about it,
yes,
yeah.
I
But,
look think I have that issue too.
mhm.
But like, in a way.
In a way,
In a
yeah.
way.
It's not like blatant.
It's not like blatant though,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like yelling.
Yeah.
But it's
so I mean, one of the things I'm really lacking per se is time for the relationship, because I don't have the financial capacity to
Yeah.
foster the relationship I
Yeah.
want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's really important. It's really important for me to be able to provide certain things for my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, let's say we want to plan a trip, right? You know all those. Not to say that I'm particularly cool or like looking at Instagram for like ideas on like my
I mean,
motivation.
you can get ideas from Instagram.
But like when you see girls, you know, with their boyfriends going to, you know, Spain.
Bora Bora.
Yeah,
Bora Bora, I'm just like, I want that for
I'll
my
do that
wife.
for my baby. Yeah.
I want that for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So if it's serious,
Yeah.
right? If it's serious, I want to give her that
Life.
satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously I'm not sending her dreams that like we can do this every week or every month.
Yeah.
But I want to show her a good time at least. You know.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not able to afford that right now. You know, shout out to Deborah, but sorry, you came at the wrong time. You know, but
Actually, Deborah slid the pizza. No, like she commented on one of our posts.
yeah.
Deborah commented on one of our. If you don't, we'll put a picture of who
Yeah.
Deborah actually is. Deborah from Blue Therapy.
Fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
You fumbled the bag.
Pizza, man.
I didn't
Come
fumble
on.
anything.
You fumbled that bag,
I didn't forget. What? Which? The bag was there, never available.
bro. You could have got to Deborah,
Nah.
had her for 2 days. Your money would have finished. Move on. With
Nah, it have at least lasted a week.
a week. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get one Prada bucket hat, one eventually stand up. Peter's bank account has emptied.
I don't. Wait. When I say I'm financially, I'm not broke. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite
Stable.
I'm very stable.
Yeah.
Like I can lose my job and I'll sleep well.
Yeah.
You know
Period.
what I mean? But I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that I want to be at a financial stability.
Yeah.
Where I can provide certain things for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, give her a good lifestyle, and yeah. So that's one of my main reasons. And for me to achieve that, I need to have time.
Yeah.
Take time for myself.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that, how can I have a girlfriend? I'll just
Yeah.
be ignoring her. Be like, oh yes. The other time I come here, I was like, oh, I'm feeling lonely.
Yeah.
You know, come,
yeah.
come,
It's kind of like
give
when
my
you're bored.
crib up.
Yeah.
And you know how I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take you today. I hate what the fuck is brunch or what the fuck is going to restaurants. I don't do that. I can stay in my house.
You know, be like Uber
Sit
Eats,
down.
baby.
There's rice at
So-
home.
We'll get
Like-
Indian.
exactly. So that kind of thing is not good for a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, why are you always in your house? You know what I mean? You never go out. I'm like, what am I going out for?
You'll be the kind of guy that would never plan shit.
Yes.
So I feel like she might be able to make you go out eventually, right?
mhm.
But like it's pretty much she has to be coming with
Yeah,
the
she
ideas
has
all
to
the
be the-
time.
You wouldn't take the initiative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Red flag.
so I personally don't think that is a solid relationship to build my grounds on.
Yeah.
Okay. So apart from the financial side and obviously the time side,
Mhm.
right? Do you think you're emotionally intelligent enough to date you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm emotionally intelligent enough.
So you're empathetic.
Yes.
You're calm.
Yes.
You're not petty.
You're open-minded.
I'm not petty.
You're
No.
open-minded.
Yes.
Peter, you're
I'm
very
open-minded.
petty. Come on.
I'm
that's calm.
not open-minded.
Yeah. No, you're open-minded, but
Do
you're
you
petty.
welcome your emotions?
Yes.
Mm.
In certain areas, yes.
Certain areas.
But what are you talking about?
There. Okay. Let me put it like this, right, Peter. If your woman comes to your left field, right? Like, let's just say she's not having a great day,
Mhm.
you know, like, and then she like moves to you a little bit mad, you know, just a little. What would your response be? You know, like
Silence.
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 Yeah.
Straight up.
You wouldn't try
I
to.
won't try to do anything.
Baby, what's up? You know what
No.
happened?
No.
No.
No. For my girlfriend, no. Silence.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Wait, what am I meant?
Big
Am I-
red flag.
am I meant to start fighting her?
No, but you're supposed to like comfort her, like, okay,
What
baby,
the fuck?
like, I
She's
know
doing
you're
like-
having a
She
hard
wants to
day.
go bad on me.
Honestly, I've been that girl. I've been in that position, and you know what they did to me?
What?
They told me to fucking figure it out.
Oh.
Life must go on. That's what I was told.
Oh my god.
Shit vexed me.
Wait. So what me just keeping quiet and letting her rant?
You know, girls
is
don't
red
like
flag.
silence. That's like a trigger, especially when we're going through it and we want you to like be there for us, and you're just looking at us like,
What do you mean? You're the one that shouted at me. What did I do to you?
But it's not even. You just have to. Some things you just gotta take,
Yeah.
I'm taking it. I'm keeping quiet.
but not silence. Because then it's like, oh, so you really don't care.
Yeah.
You're not listening.
Oh.
So let me go more.
All right. So what should I do in that situation? Since I should just console her, like, oh, baby,
Honestly, it depends.
It's okay.
It
It's okay.
depends.
So you want me to be a simp, a bitch?
I
I
mean,
mean,
you can
that's
simp for
your
your
girl.
girlfriend now. Is it bad to simp for your
No,
girlfriend?
there are certain times where you can simp.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a scenario for you to be
Where
simp.
to simp?
Where your girl is moving mad at you. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, am I mad? Am I on
There's a
crack?
reason behind the madness, and that's what you have to
To
unpack.
be fair, I'm kind of with pizza though. Like if she's moving mad,
I'll start simping for you.
I mean, it depends. Honestly, I'm like half with pizza, half no. Because I think it's kind of like you have to. Because I think you also have to take historical context into play, right? Have we talked about this before? Is it the first time she's doing this? Is this out of character for her?
Yeah.
Right? If it's out of character for her, then obviously I'll simp for her at that point.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like, okay, like you don't normally do this. I need to figure out why you're doing this now. You know, but if it's like I talked about this thing with you last week, this week you're coming again. I talked about it with you again, and then next week you come and move mad again. No.
Yeah.
But then I think
No,
that's
no.
where you need to like sit down and be like, okay, like this is a pattern. Like, what
Yeah.
can we do to
What can we do? Yeah,
get rid of it?
get rid of it.
So that's not my end. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's a red flag.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think emotionally.
Oh, so we try to put you on the spot. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
like,
think emotionally, I think I'm available.
Yeah.
Personally, like I'm much more mature in terms of understanding women. I
yeah,
think that was a huge part in my growth. It's like learning how to not deal with women, but learning how to be in a relationship with them
yeah,
wisely. You know, like
Yeah.
you can't be cutthroat all the time. Like that was me. I was like, bro, I'm not taking any shit. Like if she's talking mad, like bro,
cut through
like,
it, man.
get out of here.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
You guys know that was
Yeah,
me.
I mean that is lucky still you. But like,
And
but
that's
in
why
a,
he's not ready.
yeah, but in a more in a yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
It's all right.
Oh man, but I don't know. The reason why I'm asking all these things is because I think Peter, you're a wholesome guy.
Yeah, wow. I thought it was a red flag.
Yeah, wholesome. Honestly, we're going to give you a hard time, you know.
Yeah.
But Peter, honestly, when he cares, he actually cares, you know.
Yeah.
Like he tries. Sometimes even like annoyed because you can see he's trying so hard. You know, it's like let me be very careful. Wow, I didn't want to. You know, I'm just like, bro, relax, man. It's not that deep. You know, it's not that deep, man. But do you think you're loyal though?
Loyal? Yes.
How do you know?
Because I know.
It's a hard question.
Because
to
do
answer.
you know why?
Why?
I've had friends for a very long time, consistently throughout my life.
Okay.
Like with one friend all my life.
Okay.
I keep in touch with people who I've known since I was 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm able to keep, like, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a niche group of friends that
Yeah.
I talk to consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm loyal to my friends. You know, I don't want to say I'm that kind of lawyer that, like, you know, like, let's say Chisom was to cheat on his ex and his ex calls me and say, yo, did you see Peter? And I knew that you cheated. I was like,
Yeah.
did you see, like, Chisom cheating on me and stuff? And she asked me, I'll be like, no.
You throw me under the bus.
Wait,
I
wait,
won't throw
wait,
you under
wait,
the
wait,
bus.
wait, wait,
I will fight for you. I'll be like, yo, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Wait.
I never did cheat someone else.
So the bro code will come into play. Red flag.
I was it was just
Oh,
a
you're
joke.
joking.
It was a joke. But what
Actually, that's a serious question though. What would you do in that situation?
I'll just cut off the phone.
No, say not today, man.
I'm not putting it. I'm putting myself.
That's it.
Go talk to your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Go talk to, not me. Don't ask me questions.
I don't know if it was a show or a joke or something about a guy that was like I think he was at his friend's. He was with another girl, and then another girl obviously that's not his girlfriend. Then his girlfriend called the friend, called the boyfriend asking where he was. He now lied. So let's just say I said, "Oh, I'm at Peter's house," right? Well, I'm not at Peter's house. She now called Peter, asking, "Oh,
See.
where is this guy?" You know, and the person was like, he just caught the phone. Because he already knew that this is like some true question. The guy cut the phone immediately. So
Honestly, I think that's the best result. Let the relationship.
let them just handle
Let them
themselves.
handle themselves.
Don't
Think
involve
I'm
me.
going to start looking for which side, fam. Just cut it. Remove yourself
Yeah.
from the situation completely. I
Yeah.
think that's the best answer.
I mean, one thing is, I wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
I'll just not say shit.
Yeah,
That's-
is that a lie in itself? Because
No. When I say, I'm talking about, like, let's just say, God forbid, right? You cheated on your girlfriend. By the way, wholesome guys, we're not going to cheat. We're just trying to break down some life scenarios.
Yeah,
But if Peter cheated on his or like was with moving mad somewhere, and then your girlfriend calls me, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, Peter would never do this or that. If I know, right? Obviously, I'll talk based on my beliefs, and my beliefs will be, oh, Peter won't do that to you, right? But if I know that, oh, this guy is moving mad, I'll be like. I'll be like, talk to Peter, man. I don't know.
You see, man.
But that's like, because you know, I say you don't know. I understand.
I know, like, honestly, I don't know. Just want like,
It's
I don't want to be the worst.
Twisting
Yeah,
the truth.
Because on one end, Peter is my guy. He's my close friend, everything. And also, you don't want to hear bad news from someone else's mouth. You know, I want Peter to be able to tell her by himself. But in the background, I'll be giving Peter so much shit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, guy, you have to, at this point, you have to be a man, fam.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Like
'Cause
if
these are like
if you
values
want
of-
to do all this kind of stuff, don't be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why I haven't been in a relationship, because I know
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be cuffed and be playing games with other girls.
Yeah.
Be
So you're
there,
not
done
loyal
that.
in that sense.
You know?
So you're not loyal in that sense.
No, I say I've been there, done that. I'm not. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
You know
Even
what
when-
I mean? So I'm ready now to have
You're
a
ready now.
relationship.
Yeah.
That singular person in my life.
Okay.
For
Fair
sure.
enough.
I respect it.
I bet. I don't know. For me, I said no. Hey.
Speak your truth. Speak your
Unpack
truth.
it. Unpack it.
About it. I mean, I think a lot of my reasons also kind of mirrors Peter's reasons.
Yeah.
In sense of like, I don't think it's really the time factor
Mm-hmm.
for me. You know, it's like if I was to meet me right now, me being me, I wouldn't want to spend that much time doing like relationship shit. You know, it's
Yeah.
like obviously I have my friends, all that stuff, and I was give my friends time, but the time I need to give my friends is not as much as what I need to give relationship. You know,
Yeah.
relationship is like constant every day.
Yeah.
That type of thing. You know, you can't be saying, "Oh, I'll take a break from this relationship for a week."
Yeah.
I'll work on my podcast or like work
Better
on my you know, so it's really the time thing for me, and I think that's the most. And I also think I'm at a point where I'm very, and something I'm still trying to figure out, you know, like I just feel like I'm doing a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I now add the relationship into the mix, it's not really something that comes natural, if that makes
At
sense.
this
So,
point in your life.
at this point, that's kind of
Yeah,
like,
same.
okay, like planning a date would be easy for me, you know, calling her up and being like, oh, yo, how you doing, that. Those things don't naturally, they come natural to me in a friendly level,
Yeah.
but but at the frequency of a relationship, it just doesn't come natural to me,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like I would show up in a way that is just less than, like she'll get tired in the sense that she'll feel like she always has to be reaching out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like kind of like trying to. That's also one of the issues I face in a lot of my actual friendships,
Yeah.
you know. And I think we broke that down before, but it's like that would be my main reason why I wouldn't date me. But even other than that, I'm also thinking like the kind of woman that I want might never want me yet.
Same.
Yeah, so like, I'm like, because I'm like, can I really get the one I want?
Yes.
Like I can, but not the correct me.
Yeah. I me personally, you know, I'm looking for, you know, 5'9" and above. Only. You feel me?
Yeah.
A woman, and plus, she's going to have a good head on her shoulders.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to get a girl like that, when she calls me, she says, "Oh, what do you do? Oh, you're in Raleigh living in."
First of all, women don't speak like that.
Can I do my rendition? Okay, can I act out my scene?
Yeah.
I've just been sitting here quietly.
Can I okay, what to be the woman?
No, it's fine, you got it. But give us a
So
little.
continue, continue. You know, it's funny
Let's
we're
go
talking about
outside
this
this
morning.
back.
We're trying to do Bole's voice.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, yo.
But just on the focal point.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't think the woman I would get to see me and say like, "Oh, that's a quality man to have in my life."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the things that holistically she would want.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a car. I don't have my driver's license for a reason. You know, but I've said this. You guys know this. When I have a goal and I
Yeah.
want it, and I keep on, I will repeat it
Yeah.
until I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, I said I want a girlfriend. When it's time for me to get a girlfriend, you guys know I will get one, and
Amen.
I'm ready. And I'm ready in my. I'm in that financial situation I want to
Yeah.
be emotionally and everything like
Mhm.
that, and time wise as well.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully, the Afro Journal could be something bigger than it is. We don't have
Mhm.
to have a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So we gotta distribute our time more evenly.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I love
Yeah.
and work for what we really enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's personally what I believe.
And for me, it's kind of like, because I think financially, I can get the woman I want. Because the woman I imagine getting would not be living for the present, right? She, like, I don't like the word potential, right?
Potential is hard,
but
bro.
it's more like my projections are pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I'm not just a nigga
You
that has potential. You get what I'm saying?
You sure?
I'm pretty sure, fam. You know, like there's some things I just know, right? And this is one of them. Same way I know my name is Chisom.
Oh,
This is one of
wow.
them. You know what I'm saying? I'm that sure. So obviously, like I wouldn't advise my sister to look at a nigga's potential. Obviously, like
I would never.
Obviously,
Yeah.
but I would advise her to look at his projections. So in terms of what is he consistent with what he says he's going to do, right?
Yeah.
So if he says he's going to work on this thing, does he actually do it?
Do it.
Yeah.
You know, if he says, "Oh, I care about my family," does he show that he cares about his family? You know, so to me, those are the qualities that kind of show you're not going to surprise me that much in the future, even though I know people change,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everyone changes, but it's like, well, if you see he has been consistent for 10 years, chances are he's probably going to be consistent later on
That's facts.
in the future.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So I was saying that, like, I wouldn't advise my sister to, sorry, some technical difficulties, by the way. But I was saying I wouldn't advise my sister to look at a guy's potential, but just more like his projections. Because I feel like your potential is more like, Peter, I can see that you have the ability to be very athletic. You're very smart. You know, you're very, like you have good genetics, maybe things like that. Those are your potential, right? To be a great footballer or a great businessman, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Right, that's your potential. But your projection would be like, oh, are you actually putting in the work?
Okay, yeah.
Do you do what you say you're going to do? All these things. So
Yeah.
those are the things I kind of used to judge. And when I look at myself financially, I think my projections are fairly good.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Spiritually though, because it's kind of something I've been battling with myself over the last, like, try to say 2 years or so. Just more like, when obviously growing up Christian, all that, you hear things like, you should marry a Christian, they're not be unequally yoked, things like that in the Bible. And then obviously the older you get, the more you question things like, why do I believe this thing? Like, is this actually true? Is this valid? And then I started saying, like, do I actually need to marry, like, a Christian? You know, do I, maybe the person can be Muslim, Buddhist, whatever that might be.
Oh, really?
I was actually questioning it, even though, like, obviously, like, because we had this talk, you know, I was like, do I really need to, like, I might just say this thing because it's what my parents told me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And obviously, like, the more I study, the more I do research, the more I look into everything. I don't know if I'm happy or not, but the answer still that I found is still like, yeah, like, you probably need to marry a Christian, bro. You know, for, should I say that, sustainability in the relationship? Because at the end of the day, like, the more I understand my spiritual journey, the more I realize I don't know shit. And it's like, and I have a lot to learn. So I'm not like, okay, let's just say I was going to now look for a woman that is spiritual, you know, that was walking the path, doing all that thing. Would she take a guy like me? I don't think so.
Really?
Because I don't think I would meet her specs spiritually. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think my knowledge in the Bible is good enough in terms of, I don't want to seem like, oh, like, I'm not smart. No, it's not smart. Like, I don't think I've studied enough.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm walking the path well enough.
But I feel like
Yeah.
that's not, at least the way I see it, I feel like not everyone is going to be on the same level.
Yeah.
You might be more knowledgeable, let's say spiritually, like you pray 3 times a day, you know, and then you meet someone who maybe doesn't do it as often. I don't think it's
I think it's the value you place on that, if that makes sense. So Chisom places the value of someone who, like his girl, like his future wife will place a high value on his spirituality.
Yeah.
So he's like saying that, like, damn, like, if the girl I want is basing this value on this spiritual thing that, you know, that she cares about, I'm not even close to that line.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's almost like, let's just imagine it as money, right? Let's just say money was the top thing, right? My projections towards money is there because I'm walking the path towards it, right? So I'm not a millionaire yet, even though we had the episode of how to be a millionaire, you know, right? So obviously I know my future wife would want me to eventually be a high-earning man, you know, but my projections are showing that, well, there's a fairly good chance I could get there, you know. But spiritually, my projections are like this, because it's kind of like I've gone through a phase where I was like, okay, very consistent, very like, okay, like, and then I've gone through a phase where I was like, not necessarily doing it. So pretty much it's more like I have potential there, but my projections are not very bright, and put it like that, right? And I don't say it to judge myself in a way, because I know
Yeah.
people will say like, oh, you're judging. I mean, you just have to be honest with yourself.
You have to be
know?
critical.
And it's more like, and the reason why that became a thing was because obviously talking to my parents more, talking to my chima, talking to my family, things like that, even my younger sister. And it's like, if I'm going to accept the fact that, I have to marry someone that's spiritual, and obviously my reasons are, like, this is pretty much the most important thing in life, whatever that might be. And if that's the kind of woman that I'm like, okay, I want that kind of woman, would she not want me? Because I'm not necessarily there. And then, I don't know, it's just very confusing to me. And I think that, like what Peter said very right, like, I feel like she would value that very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think just everyone,
Yeah.
you know what you're looking for. I think
Yeah.
I'm just seeing it as like we all have things that hold higher priority.
Yeah.
Just the three of us. I know, like, I'm also Christian, but I know I don't pray every day. I don't
Yeah.
go to church every weekend,
Mm-hmm.
But that's also not the only thing I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, because I know some people will hear this. Some of my friends will hear this and be shocked. They'll be like, I mean, just so now you're good, fam. Like, you're all right. Like you go to church, you
Yeah.
serve in church, you pray, you read your Bible, you're literally dancing, praise and worship, doing things like that. Like, sure. But at the end of the day, this is also why low-key, like, I don't like studying the Bible. Not because I don't like it, but because it's like, the more you study it, the more you're just like, holy shit.
It's eye opening.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you just get like because Peter in college, I thought I was a fucking good boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I say good, I thought I was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then upon more study, you're just like,
Your eye open.
and then I'm like, wait, hold on. So
Kinda
then I'm like, nah,
These
man, I'm
activities, these activities that we're doing.
TV is, man, it's like it's sketchy, fam.
Yeah.
You can't be claiming this. Actually, and it is. I've convinced myself too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's also like, that's why I think this conversation is very good, because like, these are things that like I think about myself, because
Yeah,
I'm always
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about other people
Yeah.
when it comes to like, like, I guess flaws, toxicity, green flags. But it's like, I look at myself and I think I'm good,
But are you really?
better than I actually am. And it just, and the more I study, the more I just like, bro, like, you are you're filthy.
You're rotten egg.
Yeah. And because of that, it's like, okay, like, I'll need to show a certain level of consistency
Yeah.
to be able to show that, okay, I actually have projection now and not just potential.
Makes sense.
So I don't know, that was just something that I came to recently.
Yeah. So that's something that Chisholm
Yeah.
putting critical,
At the forefront.
regards.
Yeah. So
but I feel they're all different in terms of our spiritual relevance. How we put spiritual in our relationships.
mhm.
I'm personally, even though my mom will hate to hear this, I'm personally like not on that level of Chisholm. Like, there's a reason why. Yeah, Chisholm. We know the reasons why I'm very like skeptical on a lot of things when it comes
Yeah.
to not Christianity but the church.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
No, we'll break it down in future episodes.
Yeah, that's all I
And
have
we
to
already have it plans, to
Mhm.
talk about religion and things
say.
like
That
that.
episode, man.
It'll be
Honestly,
fine.
I don't really care about being counseled by Christians, to be honest with you. Those ones don't.
I mean, Christians are not meant to counsel you.
yeah.
It's like,
True.
by definition, if you call yourself a Christian and you're counseling someone, then I'm not saying you're not, but
Wow.
I'll look at you with like two eyes and be like, how can you be a Christian and you're counseling people?
I'm like, let's move on from this one. Oh.
It's already getting heated, yeah.
No, low key is kind of triggering me too.
All right.
Yeah.
So how would you guys think we could improve in terms of,
No,
Bola
Bola
giving
is good,
advice.
fam.
So Bola says she's good actually. So Bola, how do you think
Yeah.
both of me and Chisholm can improve? What do you think we need to do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Since you're the only one that
Actually, yeah, like, let's do it like this, right? Because we know each other fairly well.
yeah.
We've experienced each other fairly well. Like,
Like you think like
we can give each other like
advice.
critique or advice,
Yeah.
like whatever that
Like
might
you
be.
think like Peter, you need to open your heart more. You need to like check your spirituality. Like go do yoga or something. Like those kind of advice. You know what I
Your
mean?
chakras. Open your
Yeah.
chakras.
Yeah. Get stones.
Let me see. I think, Peter, I feel like you think a lot about the future instead of focusing on the now. So, you're always talking about, I'm going to meet my girl in college. She's going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that. We're going to end up doing this. But it's like,
Yeah.
think about, what's happening now. What can you do now? Because you never know. I feel like we
That was
speak
deep.
things into existence, but at the same time, we don't know how life works.
Yeah.
Things happen in mysterious ways. You could meet your wife tomorrow and you
Wow.
wouldn't know. But that's
Yeah.
because you painted this idea of what you want or what you think you want. But in reality, it could be totally different.
Yeah, I would agree with you there that I have like this like I like to narrow like my targets in terms of like, but like I said, I've opened my eyes in college where I had no like filter, and
Yeah.
that was disastrous for me. Yeah, I was playing at left field, right field, hockey, badminton, tennis.
But that's not what she
different
was saying.
sports.
though.
Bang, bang.
Huh?
That's not what I mean. She's saying more like just because it's like you're always living in the future. That even when you get to a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
you already know that you already have the other goals you want to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
and that hinders you from being in the moment to be like, oh, what can I actually do right now?
It's like
You know?
you're blocking
Yeah.
what's in front of you because you're looking past that.
And I'll give you a small
No.
example. Oh, let me go to the mall. Well, I don't have a car. Well, I'm like, okay, like you got Uber. It's like, right, I'm buying
I don't
Tesla
wanna
stock.
spend-
You
Yeah.
know? My Tesla, and it's just like it's like you're saying this thing repeatedly. I want to play football. Well, just go. It's too far, man. No, like why? I don't have a car. I was like, okay, Uber. I was like,
Don't bring
I can
that
use
car.
that
That car thing is. You guys know that car
it's
thing
a
is
simple
real.
example. I'm not saying you should buy a car. It's a simple
It's
example, right? But I'm not saying that you should obviously go out buy a car now. But what I'm saying is like there are things just because you're thinking, oh, like what can I use this money for in the future? What can I do this, that? But that like even current present day happiness, small happiness, you limit yourself from that
Yeah.
because it's like, well, I'm thinking about
Yeah, I've always been like that. I've been trying to work on that.
Yeah.
Happiness.
that.
But honestly, one of the reasons why I'm going to Puerto Rico is because the Afro Trust that we are going to do some episodes.
Yeah.
That's literally what I meant for. Like I'm happy that we're going to do Meet Megan Thee Stallion,
Yeah.
Whiskey and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But if it wasn't for the Afro Journal, I wouldn't go. Let's be frank here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I don't
would.
know. My happiness is a very difficult thing to describe because I'm perfectly okay staying in my
Yeah.
In your bubble.
apartment, working out, eating, sleeping, and
And
repeating that process. Like
Yeah.
I'm very content with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I still miss football, like because I talk about football a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is that, like, in terms of like traveling and stuff, like I never really that doesn't fulfill my happiness bucket. My happiness bucket comes from accomplishments.
Yeah.
The Afro Journal. That was like when we started the Afro Journal. I was so proud of that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though our first episodes were trash and stuff, our progress, seeing the progress fulfills my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, bringing Bola onto the podcast fulfilled my heart
Mhm.
because it's improving something I loved doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting into college and stuff like that fulfilled my heart. Those are I'm much more accomplished. Like my happiness is based on accomplishments.
Accomplishment
Yeah.
driven.
Even though it can be toxic,
Yeah.
I understand that, but those are where I get my most satisfactions from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like going to Disneyland doesn't do shit for me. Like oh my gosh, we're Disneyland, take pictures.
It
But-
doesn't do shit for you.
Yeah, like it should, like
Like
as a
nothing.
kid it did, but now at my age it doesn't. It won't do shit for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason why I'm going to the reason why we're going to Puerto Rico is because of the content that we're able to produce with Afro Journal. I think is a huge opportunity for us
Yeah.
to see this grow. You know what I mean? So that's where my head is all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that like present enjoyment. I need to find something like that. I don't know. I think art might be like that space for me to express
Yeah.
myself and gain that happiness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I don't know if people understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
I think people kind of get it.
Yeah. It's
I
very
think I
difficult
kinda
me
get it.
to get that happiness
I understand.
factor.
I understand. It's
In,
like,
I
I mean, at the end of the day, we have to find the things that make us that tickle our fancy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge proponent of chasing happiness because, contrary to what a lot of people believe, I think if you chase happiness, it'll be harder for you to actually find it.
Oh.
It's,
Okay.
it's almost like you're constantly chasing that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
actually
how do
agree
you
with you.
even know when you actually
When
get
you
it?
get it,
You know,
yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like, well, like I think at the end of the day, it's more like if you move, regardless of whether you're happy or not, eventually you just kind of think one day and be like, wow, I actually feel good.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not a therapist, talk to more professional people.
Yeah.
But I've listened to some people talk about these things, just like that hunger, that chase, that drive. And that's what I mean. I'm very goal driven,
Yeah.
right? And I guess one of my toxic traits is also like, some people are like, yeah, like that. Yeah, you're too much sometimes, bro. Like some people just want to chill.
Mm.
And then you're trying to push them to do something.
something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just I actually get that a lot.
Yeah.
You know when we play football, and
Yeah.
people say that, oh, Peter, you're doing too much.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've actually always had that. Like anytime I love something, I put too much
put your
energy
all
into
into
it. Put too much love into it. I mean, we had arguments.
Yeah.
When I'm just like stubborn, like no, like we're doing it this way or no way at
No
all.
way at all.
You know, like no, like we'll have arguments over
Yeah.
stuff like that because of when I'm passionate about something, I can't let it go. If
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm very like hands on with that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I feel you. And so because of that, it's I don't know, that now becomes too much,
Mhm.
too overbearing, too like, oh, like you're doing the most. So I try to be like, okay, obviously be goal driven, be
Mhm.
goal oriented, you know, but I'm still trying to find that balance of like, well, do the things every day that makes you happy. Because I've
Yeah.
also gotten accused of thinking about the future too much.
Yeah.
I've got that. It's like, bro, like, what about today?
Mhm.
But I'm just like, invest that money, fam. You know, like, it's like, what about today? I'm like, what about tomorrow?
Mhm.
You know, and I think you just need to do both,
Yeah.
but find that healthy balance.
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
For
Alright.
sure.
So, Bole, you were advising?
God. Just, let's see.
I'll say Tisom should stop playing around with girls' hearts.
I don't know what you're talking about, fam.
That's one thing he needs to learn how to stop doing.
Explain. What do you mean?
But like, don't you agree?
What do you mean?
You don't think that this guy plays with girls' hearts? The way he interacts with them?
I think you might lead them on.
Oh!
Whoa. Damn.
I think your niceness.
Yeah.
What's
Your-
the word?
The way you treat them, like, oh, hey, Kamala Harris, how you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Oh my god.
Hey, bud.
Oh my gosh, your lips are looking so nice.
That's weird.
Oh my gosh, your cheeks. You know, that's what you will be saying.
First of all, I don't do shit like that.
Oh, your
I don't know what you're
toenails.
talking about.
Oh my gosh, your toenails are looking very bluish.
Peter, you're always talking about toes.
What color?
You're always talking about toes. Peter, you're always talking about toes.
Oh gosh.
Whoa.
I'm just saying that you could, you know, you have the potential to be, you know, leading girls on
A hoe.
and you know, I mean, we have the example. We'll put it out this name. A good example we had.
What?
We'll bleep out this name. That's a good example. You see the way she was falling in love with this dude. Oh my gosh, she's so. Oh my gosh, yo.
Nah, she was the homie, man. Come on now.
She was a
like-
hobby.
But that's what you think.
Exactly.
Come on now, no.
Exactly.
Nah, because even we had like because we talk about things, right? Like we talk about things. Like it's talking to me about like the man she's trying to get that's breaking her heart, things like that. You know,
Because she
like-
wants you to step in.
Yeah. Girls are playing mind games, bro.
It's the
She
psychology.
said that has never happened to you.
I mean, like,
Multiple girls are, oh my gosh, Chisom, like that guy has been like mistreating me and stuff like that.
I'm not saying. I mean, maybe. I mean, I know obviously there are some girls that might want to like have ulterior motives, but obviously I don't necessarily like discern everything. Sometimes I can, but sometimes like if I'm interacting, like if I'm listening to your issue, I'm not automatically putting myself inside your issue. Like that's not the way my brain works. You know, just more like, oh shit, like let's try to solve that issue that's in front of us right now. You know, so I'm not like now jumping the gun to be like, oh, she's telling me this issue because she secretly wants me to like nah.
Oh.
Like my brain just doesn't work that way, man. I don't know if it's because I just take what you're telling me at face value and I believe what you're
Do you
saying.
think? Do you
most
think
of the
that could
time.
be a problem that your girlfriend might have an issue with?
Actually?
Ooh,
Hey,
that's
that's a very good
that
question.
was good.
Because in my relationship,
Mm-hmm.
I mean my one and only relationship.
The one you cried on the bench in the park.
Oh,
First of all, I didn't cry. I was reading the
Okay.
book.
he was reading the book. He was like,
There were teardrops dropping on the beach.
oh gosh.
But I mean, one of the issues that she had actually was that she didn't feel special enough,
Mm.
and she didn't feel like she just felt like she was my friend.
Mm.
Oof. That's the worst.
And I'm like, because it's something she brought up while we're doing the breakup speech, you know, like during that breakup conversation.
I'm crying.
That's when she that's when she brought it up. So obviously, I was just like, wait, what do you mean? You know, like she tried to explain obviously, and it's been a while ago too, so I don't remember like the details in like
Yeah.
clearly. But what I got from it was pretty much like she felt like she was just my friend when she was around my friends.
Mm.
And I understood what she was saying in a sense, but now I'm also thinking maybe I don't know, I just made everyone else feel special too,
No,
in a way.
no,
That
you
was
made
like-
everyone feel special. The way your interactions did not change based on the.
It was the
Your
same based on the
person.
person.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like the energy was the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you actually that's a good thing and a bad thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good that you treat everyone equal, but your girl was like, well,
That's
he's
priority.
treating other girls the same way. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why
I'm
am
the
I
girlfriend. Like, why am I? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What's the point of having the title? Why you're not having the benefits? You know?
No, that's fair. That's fair. And like, our relationship was complicated. We can talk about that in future episodes. I don't want to go into the details of it. But there are also some reasons for that. Because also, like, there was a time we were keeping the relationship low key from people at church and her parents. So that also kind of like, I guess, played the psychology to how I treated her in a way.
You got comfortable.
Yeah, you know, it was like kind of like, well, like when we're outside, be careful so that her parents don't find out, things like that. But then, because her parents lived in Worcester, you know, lived in the same town. And they were like, the auntie can see us, this one, that one.
I'm unlike you, so I never had to hide anything from any parents.
I was doing the whole soft thing, but she had an African parents.
Yeah.
I went to the same church. Actually, her parents knew me very well. Like, they actually liked me. You know, but obviously the whole like you can't be dating all that. We didn't know how they were going to act. Yeah. You know, so we tried to keep it low key. So I feel like that also played a role. But I also saw what she was saying though, and what you guys are saying. Like I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I do try to treat people. Like, obviously, there are people that are more special to me. I'll treat them more special a little bit. But it's generally like I still try to even treat strangers special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a much more distinct approach.
Yeah.
Like if I don't know you, you're like here.
Yeah. Facts.
If I know you, you're here.
Yeah.
If I love you, you're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those are the kind of levels. Like, my openness, like, ranges
in
based
stages,
on those levels.
In phases, phase 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not everyone can get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, I'll take that.
Wow, Bole is perfect.
I mean, y'all can unpack me shit.
Nah, Bole.
What advice would you have for Bole, actually?
I think Bole has everything right. It's just personality traits that you can't really change that. You know, like, when you're, like, petty, how can you really change yourself?
Am I petty?
Are you petty? Yes, you're petty.
Give me an example.
Check our wedding day vlog.
The wedding day vlog. What happened there?
Check our wedding day episodes and vlog.
That's in the past.
I just gotta watch that.
You know why?
That was 2021, which is exactly why I said I would date me now.
But
energy.
What I'm trying to say is that, like, obviously you were definitely petty during that time.
100%.
Yeah. So, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, I mean, you can change that.
Now I remember.
You can change. You can change how you feel.
Yeah.
But you cannot change your emotion. Like, I mean, you cannot change how you feel. You can change how you react to it. If that makes sense, that emotion. So I think you've done well. I mean, we're all jealous in some instance or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just how you project that in the world.
Yeah.
So I think you're doing good, honestly, brother. Like, you know, you have everything. You have all the checklists down. Personally, what could you really work on? I mean, you can work on your spirituality, but that's depending on if you value it.
Yeah.
As much as the next person. You know, I would say stop catching flights. You know what I mean? That's probably one.
The money.
Catching flights? No, not the money. You know, when you're catching flights, it was catch flights, not feelings. So I said stop catching flights entirely.
Why?
Stop it.
What do you mean?
Is it because I'm catching the feelings?
No. Yes, because of
that's what I was going to lead to.
I'll say that, like,
because I'm like the catching flights, I'm okay with it. I'll say become more financially.
When I say catching flights, I mean like multiple flights. You know what I mean? Multiple destinations.
It's like, your metaphors, man.
This week I'm in Cameroon. This week I'm in California. Next week I'm in UK.
I mean literal destinations.
Not literal destinations.
Figuratively.
Yes.
What? Are we speaking in a different language?
What I mean is that you're playing with other guys. Multiple guys, if that makes sense.
That's actually not even true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm literally not.
Okay. So if you're not then, well, good then.
I'm literally not.
Good.
That's why I said in the beginning, I'm not in any situation.
So when you said flights, you meant like niggas.
Yeah, niggas. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say. Stop catching flights. Because you can catch flights and not the feelings.
Yeah.
But Chipola used to catch feelings with maybe a singular flight.
Yeah.
Right? Then she moves to another flight. So I was like, don't catch flights at all. Just, you know, do...
I don't know. Just be as like a...
do one house.
As a brother to Bole,
obviously.
I would say... It's kind of like similar to what Peter was saying. It's like... Be... Obviously, you're very emotionally... adept, you know, and all that stuff. Be a little bit logical. Be a little bit more logical in your approach to whoever becomes your husband.
Okay.
In terms of like actions.
Yeah, you mean like burst of emotions.
It's kind of like the emotions will come.
Yeah,
it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but be willing to control.
But it's not like be logical, right? So let's just say like, if I meet someone in this scenario, what are the chances of this not actually becoming serious?
Yeah.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? And like obviously like there's no real rule to it.
Mm-hmm.
And not always place the guy for the person to always solve it. Like, oh, it's the guy that must solve it first. Or like, is this issue to like make it work? You know, if the guy like does something wrong, like you can be the person to like correct the whole thing. if
Oh
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I do a better job of doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, it's just more like be a lot more logical with that approach. You know, it's kind of like, for example, when she says that I'm going to find my husband at Afro Nation, I'm like, obviously, she's mostly joking. But I feel like there's a part of her too that's kind of serious.
No, I just feel like I'm open-minded to anything. Like I feel like growing up, or not even growing up, in college after my breakup, I was like, okay, like I really need to like start thinking and planning things out.
Yeah.
But now I'm at a phase in my life where it's like I don't want to have to plan the future, if that makes sense. Like I want to be able to live my life and things happen. They kind of just fall into place, just like out of nature, which is why people think I'm in situationships, but it's like, it's not even that. I'm just opening my horizons because I might be in California one day. I meet someone. Don't know where it's going to take me, but like that could be the one. I just don't like to limit myself.
Yeah. I don't think you should. You know, like, I mean, that's probably Peter has in a sense. He's kind of limited himself.
Yeah.
You know,
because of you guys know me. Like, if we were to go to a party right now, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't plan on talking to any girl and trying to convince her to.
Let me put it like this, right? Let me put it like this. What I mean for Bole specifically is this. What are the chances of you actually meeting your husband inside the club?
I honestly believe there could be a chance.
No, I'm
Like, it could be a chance.
There is a chance.
But I think that's what Bole is trying to say. How openness is there. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to close it off. And say,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm not
there's
going to
zero
be like,
chance.
oh, it's a club.
I
I'm never
kind of-
going
I
to
kind
meet
of
my
see
husband.
what Bole is
No,
saying
but what
from
I'm
there.
saying is this, right? The reason why I'm saying be more logical is because the feelings will come.
Yes.
So when you do meet a guy in the club, the expectation from your logic would be, from your emotions would be, I'm open to this, actually working out. But me being the guy that's kind of trying to look out for you, I'm just like, once I hear one or two things, once I hear two sentences about the guy, I already know this shit's not going to work. And now I'm not like, okay. It's like,
Low key.
what I'm saying is,
We are just so.
like, obviously, I'm not going to come to Bole and
Yeah.
be, yo, Bole, this shit is not going to work.
Because we don't know.
You don't actually know.
Yeah.
Like, right? But it's
I
just
mean,
like,
you were right about the last
you know? And it's like, okay, well, so I'm now like, okay, when I say be more logical, it's just more like, be more logical in the sense that your logic is talking to your openness
Yeah,
to also be realistic.
I get
So
that.
that when it eventually works or doesn't work, you're still okay. You're not like an emotional mess. You get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
get attached. That's
Yeah.
another that's a red flag of mine. I get attached.
Yeah.
Very easily. Yes.
so I'm not like, okay, like, it's probably not your husband. So I don't want you to get attached. You know, you still do your thing, but like, I just want you to protect your heart too.
Yeah. It
You
takes
know?
a lot for me to get attached to someone.
Yeah.
A lot. I don't get really that attached.
Like that, yeah.
Like,
Can't really-
I might think you're fine, but like,
I mean,
that's probably it. Like, I'm like, God, there are other
Yeah.
fishes in the sea. That's my mentality.
I think that's low key.
Yeah.
See, this is just gonna be an ongoing thing, but I feel like that's also low key, like the codependency also coming out. Like me meeting someone, being like, you know, attracted to them, like
Yeah.
forwardly, like face forwardly, and then, you know, starting to talk to them, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, like shit, I
Yeah.
kind of like you. Let's see where things
Yeah.
go. When like, now you're saying the logic, like, do I realistically think this could become something?
Yeah.
But I'm already attached,
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's like-
regardless, I'm already planning the
That
wedding.
last
Yeah.
one, there were red flags popping up left and right.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, like you could see it as like when you know the ex was hitting you up. I was like, why? That's if that situation happened to me, I'm like, I'm gone. You know, and there's no nigga. The good thing is that you obviously you did the right thing, but those emotions were still there. So that's that codependency we were talking
Yeah.
about. So
Yeah.
technically, you did everything right in that situation, just that you caught feelings. If that makes sense.
And for me, to me, that's where the logic comes into
Yeah.
play, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like your logic is speaking to your feelings to be like, well, I'm doing what I want to do. It is what it is. Don't now go in and break your heart when your heart should never be broken in anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that would be my biggest thing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And for Peter,
Yeah.
I think my biggest advice to you will be kind of similar to what Bole said. You know, like I think you should look inwards and figure out what you truly believe
Okay.
about life.
About life. Okay.
Because I think you believe a lot of things,
Yeah.
but depending on the day, your view also kind of changes a little
Yeah.
bit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, like last week you were saying something completely different, you know? So I'm like, figure out the things you believe and why you believe those things. You know, and I think you should
I would say
question
this-
yourself a bit more.
I'll
in
say
those.
this. I've always said that there's really, I mean, there are concrete rights and concrete wrongs, but there's a lot of gray
Gray area.
in certain situations.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm trying to say?
There is a
And
lot of gray,
and
yeah.
context
matters a lot. Yeah.
So that's why sometimes you see me switching my view. And sometimes I'm just feeling devilish. Yeah, I'm just looking for trouble.
Yeah.
And I just want to cause mayhem.
Because Ohala. Yeah, but that'd be my biggest advice to you.
Yeah.
Like, figure out what you believe and why you believe it.
I'll say that
And then,
my
like-
belief, there are key certain things I believe in.
Yeah.
And I stick with those. You know, I'm going to have one partner alone. I want to have
Yeah.
kids. You
Mhm.
know, I want to have a family. I want to be there for my kids
Yeah.
and see them grow up. I don't want to be always working in the fucking office all the time. But I've also talked about this of sacrificing my
Sacrificing
family
your
for the
family
whole of
for-
Nigeria. You know what I mean? I've also said that. So it's very like,
It's very like
Yeah.
with the wonky.
Yeah.
You know?
so.
Yeah. All right. You guys have advice for me?
No, I've said my own about
Yeah,
you
we
now.
said.
Yeah.
Said my own about you. I just think you need to stop playing with
Be
girls'
careful.
hearts.
Be careful with that.
Be
yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
I bet.
Be mindful of how your actions are being
Mhm.
portrayed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because when you just do this to someone, it's like, oh, what's your intentions?
I'm actually a touchy guy.
Yeah, you're very touchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
You're
actually-
very I'm not touchy.
I'm
I'm
actually a
not touchy
touchy
at
guy, yeah.
all.
I've been told. And
I'm-
I realized.
I'm not touchy at all when I'm not trying to flirt with you.
Yeah.
I saw for that time was like, "Huh?" I'm not touchy at all when I'm not trying to flirt with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, even when I'm trying to flirt with you, it depends on what kind of situation we're in.
Yeah.
If I'm just sitting out talking, I'm not going to touch you. Well, if I like at a party,
Yeah.
I'm like, just hold your hand.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
Oh, something.
You know the funny thing is, I mean, my mom told me this story of like, I mean, when I was a baby,
Yeah.
like when they carry me,
Mm-hmm.
like I literally
You
like
cling.
grab onto people like very tight. And I was just like, wow, like maybe I've always like low key been that way, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like I intentionally touch people, honestly, but, I
But it's
just,
a big thing for women. Like
Yeah.
that. We read into that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I need to be a bit more conscious about that. A bit more conscious.
My ex
about
was
it.
also similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
Very touchy.
Yes.
Like for me, I know there are ways I'll touch you that it will be a bit obvious that I'm trying to, you know, move to you in a certain way. But then like there are also ways like if I'm touching your shoulder, you know, touching your elbow, I guess. Like to me those are like, or if I give you a handshake,
Yeah.
those are like very, should I say, platonic touch spots. You know, so I'm still a bit careful. Like I don't just go around like touching strangers and
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But like if I know you, chances are I'm probably going to
I'll say, do what you need to do. I think that's the level of comfortability comes with when you're discussing this with your partner.
yeah.
You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? So
Yeah.
like, who are we to tell you to stop? You know what you're doing, but like, to me, I personally wouldn't go that route.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm not Chiso. I'm Peter.
Yeah.
Based on my experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That could be to be taken in a wrong context.
Connotation.
You know,
No,
you have
I
to
know,
be careful.
but I mean, but you guys like you're watching me from outside, right?
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
can see things I might not be able to see.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
like what you're saying is kind of like be careful because girls read into it.
Mhm.
So if I'm not trying to do that, you're not saying oh stop touching people completely, but it's kind of like when you're touching someone, remember that this might also be something, right? So
Yeah.
if you know, like, so I know if I'm touching Bole is not going to be reading. Oh, he's just trying to move mad with me.
You
what
know
I'm
what,
saying?
Chiso? I
But-
also low-key think you are also affected by that touching too.
Really, what do you mean?
Give a good example will be we'll blur out her name. You
What?
touched a lot, and you ended up liking her. Just say it. It wasn't like what I'm trying to say is that like you know what I'm trying to say, but it's like he did it a lot, and all of a sudden,
I mean, because that situation was we became really close.
huh.
Right? So it wasn't the touching that made us really close, but because I'm really close, I'll just touch her more.
Okay.
Does that
okay,
make
okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to explain it, right?
Yeah.
It
It
makes
wasn't,
sense.
it wasn't like, oh, I'm touching. Wow. Oh my God. Like, I'm like, what?
But Bola is a scapegoat today.
Oh, let me touch you tattoo. You know? But like,
Yeah.
like for that one, it's just more like, I mean, one, it was time and proximity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like, just like
yeah.
closeness. Because even while I was dating my ex, we were like pretty close.
Yeah.
Right, but obviously I'm in a relationship, so I moved different generally. I was like a lot more conscious, even though I was still treating people the same in a sense, you know, it was weird. But in the same way, once I broke up with once me and my ex broke up, she broke up with me, however.
Yeah.
But I now became obviously like I'm a single man, and then like I got closer to her, things like that, and then things just kind of started developing from there.
Yeah.
And then so it wasn't necessarily, I guess, touching. That.
Honestly, this is just all. I mean, we're opening an Yash right now. But at the end of the day, I think we're all good. We all like no one is perfect.
Yeah.
I think we have good projections.
Yeah, we have good projections. I'll say that.
I think we have good projections.
You know, it's good to be very self-aware and to
Yeah.
listen to people's criticisms of yours and take that
Yeah.
advice.
Yep.
So I think that's it for this episode, guys.
Yeah. Like,
You know, I think we did a really good job.
So ultimately, Peter would date him.
For sure.
I
won't
wouldn't date me
myself.
for now.
But
Shit, I would date me. I would package
Yeah.
me up and take me home tonight.
Hey, energy. Even though I want the most likely to be taken home to mommy and daddy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
They don't know the real you.
Shut up. What do you mean?
Oh. All right.
Well,
Let's do our journal entries.
yeah.
All right.
You guys, we appreciate you guys listening to us. Another in-person episode in the books. We're trying new angles. Hopefully, it turns out nice in the edits. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but hopefully it turns out good. You know. But hey, guys, a lot more different sides of Afro Journal is coming out. You know, more energy, more vibes, more content. You know, different things coming up. So hey, what's the journal entry for this week, guys?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Shout out to my future wife. You're looking beautiful
Hey.
as always.
Period.
Yeah. All right.
All right. My journal entry is: I'll try not to get too attached to the next guy I fancy.
Energy. I love it. And for me, I mean, like, be attached at the right time.
At the right time.
Yeah, at the right time. I'm saying, like, what's the double attached?
Be cautious.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it would be, I guess, be careful with the way I touch people. So, I mean, that, because girls read into it.
We do.
So, it's more like, I had to think about it a lot more deeply. And
Yes.
it's more like, I mean, now that I know, I can't pretend to not know. So,
Yeah.
now I need to move accordingly. Yeah.
All right. It's your boy, Extra Luggage,
Yeah.
Chef Pirero. Peter and Kechuki and Chibusa Lyogo.
It's your glazed donuts bringing you the heat. Bole kume.
And it's your total caramel. You know, not toxic at all. You're bringing you that husband vibes with great
The
projections.
so-called greenest flag.
With great projections. Chisom, AJ Kema, Jeremiah Okapo.
And we out.
And we out.
Peace.